Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. I hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video here on Litecoin. Wanted to do a full update regarding the technicals. Wanted to obviously talk about the ETF news and the implications of which that we got yesterday, which I think is most important in general. All right. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. I know quite a lot of you are still very interested in Litecoin. I've covered Litecoin throughout the years. Quite sporadically. I mean, very often there's not much going on, but I think a lot of you still remember the beautiful price action we had right here between December and March. Litecoin was one of the strongest cryptos still out there, and it could definitely return to that. But at this point of time, it's not. All right, you can see on the daily time frame that we have dropped down back into this range right here between the main support level at $78. And then the main resistance level here at $98, $97, and we're within that range, but it looks like we're going to test the lower edges of that range towards 79, 78. And given the general market circumstances, I'm not certain if we'll be able to hold that, but we'll talk about that a bit later. So the main news that we had is that the SEC delays the decision on Canary Fund's Litecoin ETF proposal. I think that was in line with the market expectations, but we did see a little bit of bullish momentum coming up for Litecoin over the course of last week, right? I mean, if you observe the volume right here, volume since Tuesday the 22nd spiked up nicely, which was in line with the markets, but then we also saw more volume coming in over the course of last week, Thursday into Friday, which also was in line with the markets when we call Bitcoin the markets, but it was better than most altcoins, right? A lot of altcoins actually did not get back to the same highs as 2 weeks ago, especially not with higher volume, right? So therefore, and also with the price action yesterday or from Sunday into Monday, there was some pricing in that we had a probability that the ETF was going to be approved, which would have absolutely sent the price flying. I still think so because it's not really priced in, but it was a little bit priced in, and that's why we're seeing a retrace right here since yesterday, pulling back into the imbalance we left on Tuesday here into $80, $78. So generally, talking about those fundamentals, look, I think eventually the Litecoin ETF is going to happen. I do think it will be approved, but usually when they postpone a decision like this, it will at least take a couple of months. And honestly, I should have looked it up, but I'm not sure when the other deadlines are. So eventually, I do think we can expect some bullish momentum ahead of one of these dates or after we get one of these approvals. But at this point of time, I don't think it matters. And I think we're going to be, I think Litecoin will not have much momentum over the short term. However, main support level is between $80 and $78. At this point of time, I do still think that we can expect to hold that. Bitcoin is holding support right now as well, even though there's some weakness in the general financial markets as well, right? So then we're not only talking about Bitcoin, we're also talking about stocks. We're talking about the price of gold. We're talking about the volatility index. So if there's major escalation worldwide and we see a major run on risky assets such as Litecoin, like then we're not going to hold $80 and $78, right? And therefore, it's also quite crucial, even though it's not ideal, but it's quite crucial that you keep an eye on the news as well. But for now, I'd say a further pullback is to be expected. But I do think we'll be able to hold this level. And I also do think we'll be able to hold this consolidation right here between, it's very tight, but between 86 and 78. And then eventually we're going to have to get a breakout, either a bullish one or a bearish one. And I have to say that I think it's slightly more likely at the moment, given the fundamentals in the general financial markets, that's going to be a bearish pullback. All right. But I'll still keep you updated on that and make sure to keep an eye on my Bitcoin videos as well if you want to know the general market direction. But that's what I think you need to know for now. Right. So thank you for watching. I'll see you on my next videos and bye.